Behind the net, the Sanderson.
The Hockey Hall of Fame is located in the heart of Toronto in the financial district at the corner of Yonge and Front Street. To find the entrance, head inside Brookfield Place. This is a huge commercial complex which is accessible from Wellington, Yonge, Front, or Bay. It's also accessible from the Toronto Path, which is the city's underground pedestrian system. The Path is definitely a nice option if you're visiting during a rainy or snowy day. There's also an underground parking garage below Brookfield Place, so you can leave your coat in the car and take the elevator up to the concourse. Once inside Brookfield Place, you'll find yourself inside this impressive atrium. It's here that you'll find a Tim Hortons, the Spirit of Hockey store, and a Roots clothing store. Hockey Hall of Fame is actually located mostly below street level, so head towards the striped marble bank of elevators and look for the escalator going down to the lower level. After getting off the elevator, the Hall of Fame entrance will be straight ahead on your left. Established in 1943, the Hall of Fame serves as a tribute to the legends and pioneers who have shaped the world of hockey. From players and coaches to referees and builders, the Hall of Fame honors those who have made significant contributions to the sport. After paying admission and entering the turnstile, your first stop will be the NHL Zone, which offers a deep dive into the league's history, featuring multimedia presentations and a timeline of key moments that have shaped the NHL we know today. This area is broken up into different sections covering NHL legends and milestones, and the NHL past and present. The displays here honor legendary players inducted over the last 20 years. NHL Today covers current stars and highlights from across the league, and there's even a showcase for the reigning champs, the Vegas Knights. In the NHL Retro section, you'll find the Boston Bruins 100 Years exhibition. The Arena Zone is where you'll find interesting displays and artifacts from the original 6 arenas, like Boston Gardens and Maple Leaf Gardens. They have some of the original seating, locker room artifacts, and bricks from the original buildings. This section also houses the first Zamboni used in the NHL back in 1954. In Stanley Cup Dynasties, you'll find displays honoring 9 franchises which dominated the league during a particular era or decade. This is the largest display in the Hockey Hall of Fame and features exhibits and tributes to all 74 IIHF member countries. This area celebrates international hockey and its greatest moments, historic tournaments and games, and it celebrates players from around the world. You'll find things like Dave Christian's Team USA jersey from the Miracle on Ice, as well as Sidney Crosby's stick, gloves, and puck from the 2010 Olympics golden goal moment. In this section of the Hall of Fame, you'll find women's hockey and its storied history going back over a century. From historic artifacts and exhibits to displays celebrating present-day superstars like Hayley Wickenheiser, this section is one of the newer additions. This section is also home to a great display about the historic 72 Summit Series between Canada and Russia, which was one of the fiercest and most significant series ever played. This retrospective pays tributes to goalies both past and present, and portrays the evolution of the goalie mask as a piece of protective equipment and as a piece of artistic self-expression. Some of the masks on display here were worn by legends like Jacques Plante, Johnny Bower, and Grant Fuhr. Next to the mask exhibit is Collector's Corner. This section celebrates amazing hockey collectibles and memorabilia. From trading cards to movies to pinball machines, this exhibit showcases the sport's relationship to pop culture across the decades. This interactive section of the Hall of Fame features mini hockey rinks where guests can challenge their own hockey skills against those of the life-sized animated versions of professional players and goalies. Next to the mini rinks, you can actually head upstairs to the broadcast booth and try your hand at calling a game.
In this exhibit, you'll get a chance to test your broadcasting skills,
or head into the studio and sit behind the famous Sports Center broadcast desk. You'll find 2 theaters inside the Hall of Fame, the Tim Hortons Theater, which plays historic clips, and the TSN Theater, which features a 3D original film, which is about 20 minutes long. One of the most popular sections of the Hall of Fame is the 2-scale replica of the Montreal Canadiens locker room. From 1924 until 1996, this was the dressing room that saw the Habs win 23 Stanley Cups and was considered the most inspirational room in hockey. Get up close and personal to player stalls and equipment commemorating Montreal legends such as Lafleur, Beliveau, Dryden, and Plante. The most iconic and famous artifact at the Hockey Hall of Fame is, of course, the Stanley Cup, the most coveted trophy in professional hockey and one of the oldest professional sports trophies. Located in the Cathedral of Hockey, head upstairs to the Great Hall for the grand reveal. Inside the Great Hall, you'll find portraits of all the Hall of Fame members and one of the greatest collections of professional sports trophies in the world. And of course, the Holy Grail of hockey, the Stanley Cup. This place truly feels like a shrine and is certainly a sacred space for many Canadians and hockey fans around the world. Take some time to explore this amazing space, from the legendary players and highly coveted trophies to the incredible collection of Stanley Cup rings inside the vault. The building itself is just as mesmerizing as the hallowed silverware which resides within its walls. This fascinating space was originally built in 1885 as the head office of a major Canadian bank. And keep an eye out for Dorothy. Many decades ago, she took her own life after a failed love affair with the bank manager, and her ghost, hard at work as a bank teller, can still be seen busily working away, so they say. For those that want to get up close and personal with the cup, you can take a photo with it for $10. Take a few minutes to explore the decades of history of those who won it. It's fun to try and find your favorite players' names engraved on the cup. There's so much to see and do here at the Hockey Hall of Fame, and I can't cover it all in one video. I highly recommend a visit here, and it's so centrally located that you could easily fit this in as a half-day attraction. If you found this video helpful, please let me know by hitting the like button. I have lots of other videos about Toronto, Niagara, and Ontario, so subscribe to see more informative videos like this one. I don't always know where I'll be next, but I do know I'll be out there exploring, and I invite you to join me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.